You don't need expensive gear to start photography in 2026. I started simple like a few years ago when I was in high school doing photography class, and now I'm shooting wedding professionally, both photo and video. But in this video specifically, I will talk about how could you do the same and start your own photography business in the generation where AI is taking over right now. And if you wonder if AI will take away your photography job, I can tell you confidently that still, if somebody needs to use AI to make perfect photo, and if you learn like real photography, you have a better understanding of how the lighting works, how to write perfect prompt for your AI to generate a pretty image. But for me specifically, wedding photography will take a long time to have AI replace us, because AI can just go on the field on the wedding day and shooting all day following the couples, and if the weather change and the lighting change, they might not know how to solve this. So still some human need to be behind the camera as always, and especially in wedding photography. But yeah, let's start it. So what camera body should you buy? That's the main question when you first started. And obviously nowadays every camera is really good, and even though you're using Canon, Nikon or Sony, Fujifilm, Lumix, whatever it is, as long as you got a good understanding of photography foundation, I believe that you're gonna use your tool to create beautiful images for yourself and for your clients. Specifically, for my experience, I've been using Canon when I first started because it was a gift from my brother, and the lens was so cheap as well. And I think that's the best option 10-15 years back. But nowadays, I do switch to Sony for such a long time since I started shooting professionally for weddings. I started using Sony specifically because in my experience, Sony is one of the pioneer in mirrorless system. Before Canon or Nikon even jump into the game, you might have a different perspective or understanding about that. But for me at the time, Sony was a cheaper option compared to other brands for me, and especially the native lens as well. They're very affordable compared to Canon or Nikon. So yeah, that's why I decided to go with Sony. And as I establish my portfolio and I buy a lot of Sony gears, accessory as well, and it's hard for me to switch to any other system right now, and it's gonna cost a lot of money to do so. So decide very carefully which system are you sticking with in the next 10 or 5 years, because the market is always evolving, and you know, some brands will be slower than the others at some points. So yeah, as long as you are dedicated in what gears you're comfortable with using, I think you guys gonna take great images. For female specifically like me, to carry a DSLR all day long gonna be so tired and my arm is hurt the next day. So I choose mirrorless because the body weight is so tiny, especially if you're using prime lens. But for any beginners right now, I do recommend go with zoom lens, because zoom lens is so powerful. You can do a lot of different stuff in the beginning, especially where you don't have a need yet. So start with zoom lens. The very common one is 24-70, and if you're using Sony, G Master is the choice, or else Tamron, Sigma also great, very great lens for beginner as well. I mean, for professional as well, they do have some options out there, but G Master lens is definitely a worth investment for long-term use, not in like 2-3 years. The one that specifically everyone using right now is 24-70 G Master. Invest your money into the lens that you're going to use a lot, rather than invest into some lenses with a little bit cheaper but you're not gonna use it. For camera body, I'm using A7 IV, which is a very good camera for hybrid shooter like me. I do both photo and video. The video is not so good as it will be overheating. If you like do a little bit of video on the side, I think A7 IV is perfect enough. But I'm not investigating another brand or so, but I know that Canon and Nikon is also have very good option out there. You just need to look at the options. But as I told you, all the cameras are so good already at the moment with very good pricing right now. You can get any good camera that and start your photography journey as soon as possible. If you want to get serious with photography, I don't think phone is the option, even though nowadays they do have their phone photographer as well, and they do actually earn a good amount of money. Back in Asia, specifically Vietnam, where I came from. But yeah, you can look at that option. But for the phone, you know, phone is multi-purpose tool that you use for everything, and I would love to have a camera that specifically only taking photos. It makes me focus on the job that I'm doing, and if I want to take it really serious, it's like the tool that's gonna help me earning money, like you're driving an Uber and it's actually a car for you to drive. And yes, I do recommend invest in a good camera when you first started, because I think that opportunity cost is the most expensive cost you have to pay for. So if you want to go with prime lens, what do you use? I'm thinking that 35 is the must-have lens for yourself. I think it's a multi-purpose as well. I can completely cover the whole wedding. I love how 35mm lens and 50mm lens turn out, but let me tell you, I own 24, 35, 50, 85, but I ended up only using 35. That's it. And then sometime I did try on the other prime lens as well, but I realized it's not for me and I don't use it often as well, and I'm selling them right now. Even though the 50 looks amazing, even though the 50mm looks amazing result and all of that, but still, if I don't use it, instead of that, I can use that money to do something else for my business. Look at prime lens when you have option, when you have money, but if you want to earn as soon as possible with photography, I do recommend the zoom lens 24-70 is the standard and the go-to for every beginner photographers. Photography derived from Greek mean drawing with light. So yes, light is the most important aspect in photography. In order to take good photos, you have to really learn about lighting and experiment with all different kind of lighting setting. ISO, especially the triangle, the exposure triangle in photography foundation. So you have to learn it really well. Do a lot of experiment. Practice is the best thing you can do to become a good photographer. Even though you don't learn about the basic and the foundation, the more you practice with manual shooting, I believe that you will become very good at it, because I started as a manual shooter as well. I didn't start with auto, so I just jumped straight into playing with the exposure triangle, ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. So I do have a guidebook that if you guys really like, let me know. I can send it to you maybe. With the exposure triangle, I did a lot of experiment during real job and during my free time when I going out to shoot friends and volunteer for events and different kind of stuff. So yeah, just play along, and you know, after 1-2 years, you eventually become good at it. What is other essential accessories? So the ChatGPT say that flat lay of gear, keep it simple. Beside the body and the lens, what else is the photographer need to begin their journey? Flash. Yes, you need a flash. I will say it and I will say it again. Godox flash. Yes, you need it. Godox flash is not expensive at all. So you have to invest a good amount of money on flash, because if you buy the bad one, it's not worth it to buy a bad one. I think you can get it for 200-300 Australian dollars. And what I'm using here is the flash VA60 for Sony. Be careful when you buy the flash, because every flash mount of different brand will be different, so make sure you buy the flash for your brand. This is for Sony. And the reason why I recommend it compared to the raw flash, so you can see I have the Godox flash and Profoto. Everyone is crazy about Profoto. I don't know why, but apparently it's a very luxury flash in the industry, I can tell. Yeah, I just bought it for myself as a gift last year. But yeah, so you can see this is round head and this is rectangle. This is rectangle head. And why do I prefer this one over this one is that this one's really heavy. The head is really heavy, and when you buy this round flash, you have to have accessories like the dome or diffuser on top of it, and sometimes the head is too heavy, and obviously I dropped it a few times. It got broken and I fixed it myself. So you see the thing here, the part here, right here, you can buy it from AliExpress and change it yourself. Yes, I know how to change it. But the most importantly is that the Godox flash, you do have the battery, the external battery like this, and you can charge it. You should buy the rechargeable battery flash because it's worth the investment. Imagine that. Make sure you have two of this. You can take around 500 to 700 photos, depend on the power that you've been using. Most of the night, I just use one flash, one battery for the flash, and that's it. Why should you buy rectangular head flash compared to the round flash? Is because I talk about the accessory, how heavy it is, and you can break it. Maybe Godox had improved it already, I'm not sure, but you have to check it for yourself. But yeah, that's my experience with the round head. And with the rectangular head, you have a pop-up diffuser inside the camera here, and it's so convenient. It's so convenient and easy to use. You can just pull it up and use it, and if you don't like it, just put it away. That's it. It's so easy. I love it. And back to the Profotos, it has the round head as well. And one point in your life you will think about, okay, why should you buy it, but not in the beginning stage. But for me, Godox is much more easier to use compared to this one. That's my personal experience, and maybe I will change my mind if I get to use it more. When you buy Sony camera, make sure you buy a few extra battery. I normally bring with me around 5 to 6 battery on a wedding days of 8 hours, sometimes even more than that. Make sure you are covered with enough batteries. It runs out really fast. You can take around 600 photos with each battery, and it has to be a Sony one. This is a camera body. I'm using a 7.4, 158 grams for the camera body, and I have the 24mm lens on my body. It's very light, you can travel with it, but I personally love Fujifilm when traveling and not doing any professional work because it's just so light and cute. It's like a phone size, One more thing for you to consider a camera body is how many SD card slots do they have. You can see that in this 2 SD card slot, and it's so important for a wedding photographer like me because we can always, the SD card is not safe enough. Sometimes it's always have technical issues if you're not formatted very often, or just factory fault and something like that. So yeah, having 2 SD card make me feel safer. That's why even the A7C 2 is really good option, but I would never buy one of those for professional work. It's okay for travel or studio kind of job, but I don't feel safe to work on it. Yeah, that's pretty much, and yeah, I love it. And the switch between photo and video here is also very convenient for me as well. I can switch it in a second. This is my 2470 Sigma version 1. It's very heavy, which I do not recommend because if you're using gimbal or holding it for such a long time. It's so heavy. Okay, you can zoom in, zoom out. That's so convenient. It's about 1 kilo or something. And the SD card, how important is that? Very important. Please always buy a good one. You can go with SanDisk, or at the moment I go with Pro Grade. So before, when I first started, I normally buy 128, and I think it was enough during that time. The more expensive the camera, the more heavy the photo are, especially you're taking raw photos, not JPEG. You need a lot of SD card, and currently SD card and SSD hard drive is so crazily expensive right now, and we don't like it. And a pair of this is like 300 I bought last year, and now it's like 750. Make sure you do your investment and only buy at the trusted provider. And how many SD card do you need? I think always have a few spare SD card in case you run out of space, or technical error and things like that. You always have backup for yourself. And I do have quite a lot SD card during the peak season for weddings, and yeah, I can use about 4 or 6 SD card, consider 2 per camera on the peak season. So the beginner setup recommendation is that if you're using Sony, okay, A7 IV 2470 Sigma version 2, 2470 G Master version 2, because it's very light and easy and sharp as well. So do we need to wait for the perfect gears? No, we're not. Any of us professionals understand that we all started from somewhere. I started with a Canon 7D or so. It was cheap, and the first lens is the 50mm lens from Canon. It cost around 200, and my very good friend gave it to me as a birthday gift. Really appreciated. That's where I started, and the more I progress on the journey, I will investigate and research for all the gears that I need. But you understand that during that time I was an international student, and tuition fees really high, and I only work part-time job with low paying, so I don't really have the budget to buy a good camera. If you're earning a full-time salary and want to make an income with photography, I do recommend invest in a good camera body and good lens for the long-term use as well. And by doing that, you don't always need to upgrade your camera and your lens. So the thing is that I didn't wait for the perfect gear. Back then, a few years ago when I first started, I just offered like doing volunteer work and taking free photo of my friends and everyone around. And even my first few job is very cheap as well. I do remember my first paid client is like $50 for a 2-hour session. A big thank you to the family, and I love them so much that they gave me the chance of doing photography with them. You learn along the way by doing it. Is the best thing you can ever become a good photographer, compared to go out there and buying online courses without even doing anything. So it's not a good starting point as well. But if you're watching this video, I do encourage you to pick your camera up and go and shoot. And that's where we all started. And in order to get your client, you have to have the confidence to show your work as well. I do think that if you're not confident enough, show your work, but offer to work for free in the beginning, or the best thing gonna come your way. If you want to follow my journey and learn what I have learned along the way, subscribe to my channel, and I see you in the next video. Thank you so much.